Hi guys, thank you for checking out Dose of Om Daily. I am founder Chantel Asamoto White. Please make sure to go to the website www.doseofom.com to get your first box subscription box for $10. And of course, if you find yourself on social media, go ahead and follow me at Dose of Om. So today I want to talk about risk and taking them and why they're important to growing and getting to that next stage of life. Recently my husband and I spoke and were trying to figure out some different ways for us to level up in our finances, try to decide what we wanted to do differently. You know, we're both in the entrepreneurship world, and of course if you are an entrepreneur, you know right off of the bat that there is so much risk involved. You have to make decisions based off of experience you only kind of know or you recently acquired. You have to work with people that you don't quite know everything about them, and you absorb all of the risk. Like when you work for someone else, you're going to a building to get one job done, and then your employer is the person who takes all the risk for everything for you. But when you are the everything in the company, when you are the CFO, CEO, CMO, janitor, administrative assistant, graphic designer, product manager, you assume all of the risk that comes with being an entrepreneur. But so goes a lot of things in life. When you make the decision to do things differently for yourself, when you make the decision to try something new, when you make the decision to decide to get out of whatever negative situation you're in, you are taking a risk. And so many times we look at risk as, oh, we really want to avoid it because it's going to cost us too much money. It may be too much of our time. We may have to put forth too much effort. But when you decide to take that risk, there's such a huge reward at the end of it. Even today, it's the end of the week. You know, you're trying to decide what you want to do with your weekend. You're trying to decide if you want to sleep in for the whole weekend and catch up on the sleep that you missed because you had to wake up so early. If you're trying to decide if you want to go out of town and hang out with friends or just have a dose of Om in another state or even another country. When you're trying to decide if you want to go forward with starting that business or go forward with continuing to work that hobby to maybe make it into a business, you are making the decision to assume that risk. So I really want you to take that into consideration. Don't think of the risk as something scary, because yes, it is scary, but what's scarier is the regret that you might feel for not even trying, for not even taking that risk. And maybe you'll lose out on some money, but at the very least you have learned a new lesson, because yes, you failed, and yes, we can overcome failure because we fail every day. But also, you fail, you learn something new, you may meet some brand new people, you may learn a new way to do something which could inspire you to create something completely better than you've never thought before, that you never thought of before. So I want you to consider taking some risks this weekend, and maybe that risk is you deciding to go forth with creating that business. Maybe that is you deciding to sign up for those Toastmaster or those speech coach classes. Maybe that's you deciding to sign up to go back to school. Maybe that's you deciding to finally travel. You've been putting it on the back burner for so long, and now you finally want to do it. If money is your issue, money is just a small part of everything that we need, yet we choose to look at money as everything that we need, and we miss out on so many opportunities, on so many times or so many things that we could have done because money was an issue for us. And yes, money will always be there. We will always have bills to pay. Most of us will always have debt, especially if you went to college in the United States of America. You'll always have student loan debt. You'll always have bills, like I said. You'll always have something that you're going to put your money towards. But also think about it. How many Starbucks coffees have you wasted your money on just this week? How much fast food have you consumed just this month? How much loose change do you have at the bottom of your purse that you could be using and saving to put towards whatever that goal is, whether it be travel, a business, or even trying to get some new furniture for your apartment or for your home or something like that. So when you think about risk, don't think of it in the negative terms as in, oh, it could take a whole lot of my money and I'm never going to get it back. Think of risk as a new adventure. Like, yes, of course, you want to do all the research possible. Like, you should be doing your research when it comes to it. But once you do the research, you want to evaluate other people who may have done it, and also evaluate the place it could possibly have in your life. If you're not taking that risk because you're afraid of what the next level is, it's okay. Like, you're going to feel that in every situation, every time you make a decision that is scary or is bigger than yourself or that you've been holding on to for so long. So take a risk. Don't be afraid of it. Think of it in more of the positive light. Think of it as you leveling up on your experiences. Think of you growing to a new level. Think of it as you overcoming that fear of the unknown, or even the fear of yourself, or the fear of your possible success. With great risk comes greater reward, but you have to take the risk before you can even get anywhere close to the reward. So today, I want you to overcome that fear, and I want you to take a risk today. Take a risk on yourself. Bet on yourself today. What is something that you have been putting on the back burner, that you've been afraid to do, that you've been kind of looking at it, but you still are completely undecided? What is that one thing that you want to take a risk on, and how do you think you could benefit from it? If the benefits outweigh the consequences, or I lost my words now. If the pros outweigh the cons, there we go. Back to it. If the pros outweigh the cons, then yeah, definitely consider doing it, but don't consider too long, because before you know it, that opportunity is going to pass, and then what are you going to be filled with? Regret, and nobody wants to be filled with regret. So take that risk. Open yourself up to some new things. Open yourself up to some new experiences. Open yourself up to the opportunity to be in a new situation this time next year, or in a few months, or in a few weeks, or whatever. But before you can even get to those next levels, you have to open up and you have to take that risk. So find your own. Release on those negative vibes. Relax. Be grateful. Overcome those fears and take the risk. The worst that could happen is someone could tell you no. You may not be able to do it at the moment, but at least you took the risk, and at least you tried. So the point is for you to try, and the point is for you to bet on yourself, bet on your future, and bet on new opportunities, and hopefully come back out on the other side in a much better situation than when you entered. So do all of that. Find your own, and yeah, try it. Bet it on yourself. Take that risk. Thank you for tuning in. I really want to know, what are some risks that you've been avoiding because it's been scary or financial, or you've been sitting on it because you're not sure if the timing is right? I really want to know. Leave some comments for me in that comment box right below, and let me know, like, have you overcome that fear? What was a time when you took a risk, overcame that fear, and it ended up being like the best decision you ever made? I want to know. Leave me some comments in the comments, or hit me up in the emails, hi@doseofohm.com. I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace, love, and light. Find your own. Talk to you soon.